kicking off here with M7 against FC Rules the World. And to be honest, you heard from Simon there, it hasn't been a season to remember for both of these two teams. There isn't really a great deal to play for, other than a bit of pride. Well, one thing that both of these two teams do share in common is that they haven't won more than one game in their last 5. And if there was any chance of a playoff push, it all came a little bit too late, unfortunately. The one thing they do have, though, is maybe a tiny little bit of form for FC Rules the World, because they won last week against N5 4-2. Let's have a look at the teams of how both teams are lining up this evening. First and foremost, M7 have looked to bring in 2 brand new wildcards this week in Ishaya, Noel Williams and Edward Simon. There was rumours that maybe Miniminter would have played this evening, but he does remain as the manager on the sidelines. Again, just too little too late for M7. Unfortunately, they will not be at the top 4 on the 12th of June. On the other side for FC Rules the World, it's the same wild cards from last week. Gio McGregor and Leonid Talla, number 12 and number 13, respectively, come in this evening. Still no Michael Ndwini. But familiar face is Ergus Pepper, who has been so good at Pepsi Pressure Point, does feature this evening. That point might not mean much to them, but for a number of other teams here in the Copper Box, the Pepsi Pressure Point will mean everything.
Boy, just move the ball quick. Yeah, we've gone through tactical changes. Last game, everyone knows we can't make the top 4 now. Move the ball, give it to each other, lend each other. Defensively, get behind the ball. Yeah, we know the shape. Man for man, press high. Let's win it in their third and score goals. Everyone wants to score, yeah? Let's score goals. Exactly, enjoy it.
Well, those are the words on board there from Jesse Wilson, who has been a vital part of this M7 team. There is only 1 point between the two teams on the table, but as they said, they can't get in the top 4, they can't get in the playoffs. All they can do is enjoy the match, regroup, and come back next season.
Yeah, one more battle. Get it in there. On 3, yeah? 1, 2, 3.
Well, that man, he's had quite the season to remember, Stefan Ilic. He's been one of the top goal scorers for this M7 team. So good, they call him the Serbian sniper. Will he be shooting on target this evening? Here we go then. Game 1 of match day 11. Is officially underway. I can't see you at home wherever you're watching from across the multiple broadcasts. Get involved in the conversation tonight, and first and foremost, let me know who is qualifying for the Final 4 at the O2 Arena on the 12th of June. We know Deportivo and United are already there. It's just who will be joining them. As Stefan Ilic has his first shot of the game. That one just goes wide. But already, 32 seconds into the game, it is non-stop pressure from M7. They win the first corner of the match. If you're brand new to Baller League, corners don't exist, but if you do give 3 of them away, the other team will win a penalty. Here's a first break down the opposite end. Could be on a play. Great block. Zaid Al-Hassani! What a frantic start to this game! And if anything, it sums up the team talk of just going out there enjoying. Jesse Wilson said the words of, we all want to score goals, so let's go and score some tonight. Jesse Wilson! Oliver Bosworth called into action not once but twice. And already M7 are one corner away from a penalty. What a start! It's probably the best start to a game they've given us all season. Look at this pressure. Zaid now. I think he got the final touch. Maybe it is the fact that there isn't the pressure on this game as there was in previous weeks of why they are so free-flowing. Zaid again finding Wallace, who falls to ground. Madison Garner there, can't find his teammate in. Okay, William. Another name that we didn't mention tonight that's not in action is Josh Harrop as well. He's been a huge part of this FC Rules the World team. Alongside Tariq Holmes-Dennis, he's not featured for a couple of weeks now. Positive couple of touches there from Wallace, and the idea was there for his teammate. Total dominance at the moment from M7 in this game. I know a lot of you are asking in the chat as well. I can now see the chat live in front of me. A lot of people asking about table implications and what every game means this evening. Between these two teams, the maximum placement they can get in the table is 8th. It is all the other games this evening. They have a little bit more on them. I say a little bit more, a lot more. Sam Fitzgerald there. Off the back of a 6-a-side World Cup with England, they made it to the quarterfinals. Fortunately falling out to Azerbaijan. Quite a few of those names actually involved in Baller League were in that team as he just overcooks that pass into Wallace. Hang on. That was asking a lot there to get past Oliver Bosworth. But as it stands in the table, as I said, this win will put M7 8th in the table. That's as high as they can go, even if they were to win the Pepsi Pressure Point, or if FC Rules the World were to win the Pepsi Pressure Point. Neither team could place any higher. Here's Zaid Al Hassani. He scored the opening goal in the game. A couple of ball rolls, it was cheeky. Not a corner. A couple of those moments there, you would have thought of may have been a corner for M7. The final four. I'll have to say, game of the day, though, game at 5. Santan take on Vision. Both are on 18 points on the table. A win for one of them would be enough to send him into a top 4. Could be open here. Sandro Kamari, shot's blocked. Jesse Waller-Lassen!
That's what we like.
2-0 M7 lead, and they've still got the potential of a penalty just around the corner. And we always sit here on the last couple of weeks and you sit, where were these performances when they needed them? Great fella there from Toby Ball. Hope he's all right. Looks like he's happy to carry on. This would only be their 4th win from the 11 weeks, M7. They've still got a minus goal difference. That one must have stung. Hang on, surely! How has he not made more of that? Tala the wild card. They've not had a better chance so far. That was the opportunity for them to have their 2nd shot on target all game. Remember that you can join us at the O2 Arena on the 12th of June. A packed O2 Arena it's going to be as well as we crown our Season 1 Baller League UK champions. We even saw on social media a wild Balotelli's going to be appearing. I don't think he'll be a wild card on the night, but he might fancy it. Here's Shentov now. Stefan Ilic proving that he can also defend and offer a lot in the final third. A lot of people asking about the Pepsi pressure point. It comes after game 3 this evening. If you don't know what the Pepsi pressure point is, it's a chance for all 12 teams to go head-to-head in a non-stop rolling penalty shootout. And the winning team will pick up an extra point. Ergus Pepo over this. He has scored before, and it's the woodwork that time that denies him. We'll have to see that one again on the replay. And what a hit from Ergus Pepo. Efsala, an obvious tug there on his shirt. M7 want to play quick. Ilic. And that one, high wide over the bar. We are just under 2 minutes away from our first game changer of the evening. That's cheeky from Yusuf Shentov. Sandro Kamara, though, crying for the ball, and you don't blame him. Well, we are 1 minute away from our game changer this evening. If you're unaware of how Baller League works, it's 2 halves for 15 minutes. And for the last 3 minutes of each half, a game changer will come into play, which will affect the rules and how the last 3 minutes will flow. But as a third corner has come in, it is a penalty for M7. 3-0 before a game changer. Honestly, what a performance we could be seeing. Stefan Ilic, the Serbian sniper, can he make it 3? No, he can't. You don't get a better chance than that. Kamara. Dispossessed only for so long. Pepe does well. Look at the space for Shentov on this left-hand side.
Just over 10 seconds left.
Hang on! Game changer. As FC rules the world, get one back.
And here we are.
Let's take the stage higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places that never been. We go higher. No stop. Take it to the top. Even when the ball drops. My man, we go higher. It's time to go.
Three play will be our first game changer of the evening. And if you haven't seen any of these game changers before, this is how it works. It's a 3v3. Teams don't have to use a goalkeeper. You'll see exactly what I mean when this unfolds across the 3 minutes. Each phase of play lasts 30 seconds maximum. And if you don't transition properly, if you don't make the right substitutions at the right time, you will be penalised. And as I say here every single week from the commentary position, there is no excuse why you don't get a shot away at a goal on a 3-play. You always have an overload. We hear it there from M7's coach. You have to get a shot, because look at this example now. It's a 3-on-2, 1 goalkeeper, 2 outfield players. Look at the space left and right. You can open up enough space. You should really get a shot on target. That's a corner. Shentov scored just minutes ago. Does again! Yusuf Shentov, he's having quite the night to remember on his final match day in Baller League. A 2-goal cushion they had. A penalty that they've missed. I'm not sure how they're in a 2-2 scenario. Fitzgerald! A really important goal to pull back. Toby Ball fancies an effort, why not? Saved! But, what did I tell you?
It's a goal! It's a goal! That's a goal! That's just giving a goal. Give a goal.
About transitions and making substitutions at the right time. The goal will stand. There was 4 players on the pitch.
Don't give it as a goal, Red. How can you go? Hey, where's...
Well, we're just getting confirmation on exactly what's happened.
That was a 1v1. When you say
That can't be... See, yeah, but we get...
it's a penalty.
It's a penalty, it's a sin bin as well. Yeah, but then they go back to 3 if we score.
So what is going to happen instead here? It's not a goal, apologies. It's a 2-minute suspension.
Can't play for 2 minutes.
to FC Rules the World, Oliver Bosworth. This is the first time this has happened, by the way. In a 1v1 game change, if that was to have happened, if there were 2 players on the pitch, then it would count as a goal if they stopped with their hands, even more so. But it will be a penalty to M7, a 2-minute sin bin for FC Rules the Worlds. They still could get that 4th goal. But look who's in goal. It's Addison Garnett. He's not a goalkeeper, he's a defender. This is to make it 4-2. Wallalasson scores. Panic over. The goal still will count. And if a goal is scored during a 2-minute suspension, that suspension is then wiped away. Hence why we are on a 3-on-3 on the outfield. Offside by Shentov. Simple mistakes.
One minute game change.
Zaid is crying out for possession there from Fitzgerald. Wallalasson is on for a hat-trick tonight. Wallalasson probably will cut it back, as he does.
There's not long left in this one. Rules the world have to pull something out.
Goes Pepe.
Hey!
Fitzgerald! Half-time. And he's not happy with the refs. He's Miniminter. The main thing for him is that he still did get that 4th goal in the game. That's the halfway point. It's a 3-goal cushion for M7. Are they going to end match day 11 with 3 points? We'll find out after this.
This game has sparked into life, sort of in the game changer chunks. We'll get onto that in a second. It's currently 5-2 to M7. But that Yusuf El Hassani goal, first of all, to kick it all off for M7, was absolutely unbelievable. There's been 7 goals in this game, and that one I think is by far the best.
Yeah, honestly, the M7, what's so annoying about them is they've got absolutely incredible players, obviously with Zaid. You've got, Illich, you've got Jesse Wallalasson, incredible players, but
where's it been?
It hasn't really gelled. It hasn't really worked this season, unfortunately. But
why is it working today, though? It's a bit annoying.
Because it's against Clint.
And it's because, I suppose, there's no pressure on them, so they can sort of come out there and do what they want.
It's against Rule of the World. When you come up against, no disrespect, Rule of the World, Wembley Rangers, M5, you have a chance of your team trying to show some type of skill, some type of style. No offense to those teams, but I think that's what it is for M7. They are good, but they're like just better than that bad batch down there. You know what I mean? That's what I think it is.
Maybe it bodes well for next season then. Maybe.
Hopefully, if they get better players.
Yeah. Miniminter was not happy with the referees, but he'll be happy with his team's performance because they lead RTW 5-2 at half-time. Can they pick up a much-needed 3 points?
Well, welcome back here to Baller League. For match day 11, you join myself, Brandon Smith, for what is going to be a night to remember, we hope. I know this game doesn't have anything really on it other than a bit of pride to end the season on for 2 teams that really should have delivered a lot more on paper. But from what we've seen so far from M7, probably one of their best performances of the evening. I say evening, season. They were 2-0 up in no time at all. They threw it near enough away in the game changer. They've missed a penalty, they've scored a penalty, and they're 1 corner away. There it is, from another penalty. It's a 3rd penalty for M7.
You should have been in the squad. Just by the way.
Well, Stefan Illich has already missed his penalty. Jelly Wallace scored his. Is he on for the perfect hat-trick? Jesse Wallace, over to you to make it 3.
I'd love to touch a football today.
Well, 5 becomes 6. I mean, he was the person in the team talk saying, let's try and enjoy it tonight. Let's score loads of goals. He has been scoring loads of goals. Very nearly became the provider for his 7th. That goal from Jesse Wallace will make it double digits for him for the season. 10 goals in total, 4 of them being penalties. I mean, I sit here with you watching home as well in the chat. I can see your comments coming on through. On paper, who should have had a better season? FC Rules the World or M7? I'm curious to hear your predictions as Yusuf Shentov. He's just bagged the hat-trick. What a night from that man. Hasn't always been a starter for FC Rules the World. Akiwende. A lot of you in the chat saying you expected M7 to have a better season. But if you look on paper for FC Rules the World, the quality that is in that team, by the way, of footballers that have played in the Premier League, to Tariq Holmes-Dennis, who won in the playoffs of Huddersfield Town, Michael Ndwidi, once upon a time on the bench for Newcastle United against PSG. You're part of that alongside some of the wild cards they've had. The quality they had on paper, I just don't know, it just didn't really seem like it gelled. That could be a free shot of goal. Already building towards another penalty. That was Edwin Simon there. Wild card for this week. Played his past season at Kingstonian in the Ishman League, South Central Division. He's actually the top goal scorer in the league with 35 goals. See if he can add one tonight on Baller League's pitch. Now Eula felt like he was pushed off possession there. M7 are on for 4 penalties, by the way, tonight. 4 penalties from corners. Here's another question for those that are watching home. Best player this season in Baller League? Jesse Wallace would have certainly thrown himself into the conversation if he was able to score that. Back defending for his team, we love that. It's going to be a lot of love for Brian Lee tonight, who has actually scored in every single goal in Baller League. I was catching up with him earlier before we went live and he said, look, hang on a second, apologies for any unsavoury language there before we continue that point about Brian Lee. weren't very happy about that tackle was Femi Akinwende. The point I was saying about Brian Lee, his M5 team can't get off the bottom of the table tonight, but he can at least put himself in the shot window if he hasn't already done so for next season. Ayula tried his best to put on the plate for his teammate. Let's have a look then. Your messages are coming through. Razak Coleman, Brian Lee, the Serbian sniper, Castrati. He's been great, Florian Castrati. He hasn't scored, I really feel like, or implemented much in the last 2 weeks we've seen him. I know he's had a slight knock on his knee. Tyler Winters, he was back to goal scoring form last week. There is a completely new redrafting process next season. Quite an exciting one as well. If you follow the German Baller League, you'll be able to find out exactly what the differences are. Brave from Toby Paul, does enough to sweep Akip-esque his team defensively. Zach Hassan getting some love in the chat, I see him. Remember that you can join us at the O2 Arena for the Final Four on the 12th of June. Maravilhete, what a wild card. Razak Coleman. So many big names. Sometimes you forget that every week there's 120 different players that play across the 12 teams. Even Kevin Gonzalez, a really good techie player. Again, in this FC Rules the World team, should have performed so much better this season. I'm saying that more so now because M7 will go higher than FC Rules the World. Great save on Bosworth. And Edward Simon very nearly opening up his scoring tally in Baller League. Brilliant comment there from Langan. Great to see you enjoying Baller League so far. Seven minutes away from the end of both of these two teams' season. If you haven't seen what's coming up tonight, have a look at these fixtures, by the way. Treble FC play the 26ers next. Over the bar from Gio McGregor, a wild card who was a Crystal Palace Academy graduate. Not his first rodeo in Ball League, has been a previous wild card also. Sandro Kamara. Just wide. How good's this man been, by the way, since he's come in? Zaid Al Hassani was a wild card, made a permanent move in the window. is fully in their hands, these 3 points. And absolutely, they're in no rush about it. Why would they be? Right, we're 2 minutes away from our first game changer of the night, and if you haven't been following the game changers, there's a certain game changer we all know and love in the second half here. For the last 3 minutes, between the 27th to the 30th minute of the game, it could be fair play, fast forward, or one-on-one. What do we think it's going to be? Are we going to kick off match day 11 with a one-on-one? It'd be the only way that FC Rules the World could really get back in this game. No, forget that. Game over. Sidemen Williams, a new wild card for M7, has just introduced himself to Baller League.
Let's go, boys!
Very well played. Kamara.
One minute till our game changer.
Too heavy there for Fitzgerald. Well, this win will put M7 8th in the table. If the 26ers win, they'll come back down to 9th, and that'll be their placement for the season. And of all the games they've played, this is by far their most convincing win. Cheeky from Kevin Gonzalez, why not? Chance the breaks, he on it, DT! How long has he been waiting to do that? Game changer time for the second half.
Let's take this thing higher, higher than you ever been. Stand tall like Everest. I mean higher. You ain't gotta settle in. Go places that never been. We go higher, no stop. Take it to the top, even when the ball drop. My man, we go higher. It's time to go.
Well, well, well. A one-on-one in our first game of the night. Is there a way back for FC Rules the World? It would be an absolute miracle if they were to pull this one back. One at a time, a player from each team will take a shot just within the opponent's half, just on the edge of the O2 logo. The great thing about this is you get 15 seconds to take the shot, and the opponent who's in the goal can't use their hands. Any other body part, just not your arms or your hands. But it's a 5-goal cushion for M7. Not 4, 5. If anything, we're playing for double figures. Here we go then, one-on-one for 3 minutes. Ergus Pepe, probably the most consistent player out of this for FC Rules the World. There you go, that's exactly why. 8-4, a goal after just 10 seconds. If they get a draw here, I don't know what I'll do. It just can't happen. Ergus Pepe, 2 from 2. Oh my. Oh my. No way. M7 have to get a goal in just to put the pressure back on. They're going to get another chance. Oliver Bosworth's made the save, and possession's gone back. Sam Fitzgerald for another effort. That one's off target, but he's taken time out of the game, which is also very important.
Here we go. He needs this one. FC World.
Ergus Pepe saved. He will get another chance though. It's not done with yet. That goes in. Then suddenly we're starting to talk about a potential comeback. Jesse Wallace, normally quite comfortable from this position. Goal stands. Referee says that the goalkeeper used his arm or his hand there to block the shot. But a ref challenge has come in from FC Rules the World because they feel like they've been hard done by.
We have a referee's challenge for the handball decision.
Chat handball or not?
Let's have a look at the monitor.
We'll have a look again. Oh.
Referee's challenge is unsuccessful. Handball, goal awarded.
Goal awarded, 9-3 M7 lead, and this is the biggest scoreline we've seen in terms of a team scoring more than 8. It was the 26ers that scored 8 against Vision FC.
Just over 1 minute left.
2 weeks ago. At least there'll be something to take into next season, and they have broken a record for the first team to score 9 in one game. Ten. Was saved Oliver Bosworth, but the ball has bounced back. Just over 30 seconds left of this one for tonight. And that will conclude the season. It's going to be 10 for 11th place.
Hey, ref, the time!
Toby Ball. He's one of the few goalkeepers that has actually been given the chance to take one-on-one. Shentov.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that will do us. M7 and FC Rules the World complete their first season in the Baller League UK. M7 might not have much to smile about at the end of this season, but they do have a record they've just broken. The team to have scored the most goals in one single game. That record being 9 now, with a huge 9-5 win. It might be one of the best performances on paper this season, but it's just too little, too late. Here are the football player ratings from that game. Jesse Wallace, top spot? Of course, 9.8 rating. Yusuf Shentov, he also bagged a hat-trick tonight, gets a 9.4. Ergus Pepe was brilliant in the one-on-one. And then Sion NDT and Sam Fitzgerald. Well, look, he's the number 1 rated player on the football player rating. So let's hear from him now, as she's joined by Joe Tomlinson.
Number 1 rated player on the football rankings, goals galore. Great performance, Jesse.
Thank you.
Is that what you got to say? How did you find that game? Let's talk a little bit about your performance.
No, it was good. We obviously were very disappointed with how our season went, so we just essentially wanted to come out with a bit of pride, really high intensity, and hopefully score loads of goals, which we did today.
What have you made of it then, as an M7 player, the tournament as a whole?
Like I said, it's been disappointing from us, but we did have a lot of really close games. We lost a few games by 1 goal, and I think in other game changes or other games, we potentially could have done a little bit better.
You've played all of the teams now. Who do you think is going to sneak into those final 4 places come the end of the day?
Well, I do like the look of treble, and I also... Who else can make it?
MVPs can still get in there. SDS can still get in there.
SDS were good against us last week, so SDS, let's say them.
Jesse, top man. Great performance.